Hey everyone, last night Uesugi Kenshin came out, and today I kind of wanted to talk about her kit and her comparisons to some other units that are a little older, but also have just came out this year. So let's get right into it. Uesugi Kenshin, she is a ruler. She's a single target arts, and she has a 2 arts, 2 buster deck. We will be doing a lot of comparisons to some other servants with her because she is pretty similar to a lot of servants. She doesn't really bring anything crazy new to the table, but she is very, very strong. So let's talk about it. So her first skill, probably the longest skill name of all time. Fate is in heaven. Increases own critical damage for 3 turns by 30%. Increases own critical star absorption for 3 turns, and then grants self-evasion for 2 attacks 3 turns. So, pretty nice skill, crit damage, crit absorption, and then your pretty basic nowadays defensive ability, 2 attack 3 turn evade. That's that's pretty nice. Second skill is the arts buff, of course. 30% arts up for 3 turns. 50% NP charge because no character can not have an NP charge nowadays. And then star regen, 15 stars every turn for 3 turns. Now the 15 stars is really nice. I really like the 15 stars, especially with what she's supposed to be doing with her kit. She has the crit damage and the crit absorption from the last skill, of course. And as we'll see, she regens a lot of NP. I'm going to be putting some gameplay videos either towards the end or maybe in the middle of this video, probably towards the end. But she regens a lot. She regens a lot of NP. So, pretty nice skill. Third skill, overcharge. You love to see overcharge. So overcharge 1 ally's NP by 2 stages for 1 time 3 turns. I love that this is all targeted. The other effect is increase 1 ally's attack for 3 turns by 20%, and then increase 1 ally's MP gen rate by 30% for 3 turns. So, targeted ability, probably going to just be putting it on herself. However, her overcharge is not like the craziest overcharge we'll see in a second on her NP, but it's really nice that you can give it to other people, and it makes her more flexible in a party setup. So, really nice skills, of course. If you've been paying attention, though, they're very similar to another character, which we'll get to in a second. But, let's talk about the NP, because that's kind of the most important thing, right? Because she's an arts servant, she has a lot of NP gen, a lot of arts up, yada yada, she's going to be getting her NP a lot. What does her NP do? Well, her NP does a really good thing. It removes one enemy's buffs. All their buffs are gone. They can be removable. That activates first, then it deals damage, then it does 150% extra damage against man attribute enemies. So, man attributes, a pretty large category. We'll peep over here. Lots of servants in here, and a handful of enemies. So, that's a pretty good niche to hit. Overcharge. And now, remember, the overcharge is kind of important because we have an overcharge skill. Increases arts performance for 1 turn. If it was 3 turns, she'd probably be a little too broken, but the 1 turn, we'll talk about that later. But it's okay overcharge. It's nice. It's okay. So overall, really strong kit, really strong character. Only downside I would say is that she's ruler, and ruler's like a class, right? Especially for something like this, right? That wants to be attacking and stuff. The main problem with her, in my opinion, if I say problem, because she's still an insanely powerful broken character, is that she's almost exactly similar to Summer Castoria, which we got literally 6 months ago? No, 4 months ago? This is not a Summer Castoria video, but as we can kind of see by briefly looking at her skills, they're very similar to Uesugi Kenshin. So, her first skill was a crit damage up, 50%, absorption, and NP charge, 50% NP charge. The second skill was a targetable NP up by 20%, so she had a total 70% NP up. Overcharge, the same overcharge effect as Uesugi Kenshin, and increases party's NP gen, not just a singular person, by 20%. And then the third skill, of course, was the arts up. This arts up, though, is 50%, not 30%. Of course, Uesugi Kenshin's NP increases her arts by minimum 20%. That's the overcharge effect. That is only one turn, though. So, then she gets 10 critical scars. Critical stars, not scars. 5 less than Kenshin's, and then she gets the invincibility for one turn. The main difference, though, of course, on this character is... well, not the main difference in Kit is the NP. So, Summer Castoria's... Summer Castoria. Yeah, there's like 20 billion names for her, so I'm calling her Summer Castoria. Anyway, her NP is a little bit different. Hers is more defensively focused, just in terms of, like, she gets the Silver Shield, as I like to call it, buff for one attack, one turn on the party. And then she does the damage. Then she has the extra damage. Her niche is the threat to humanity. And then she reduces their critical attack chance by 20% for 3 turns. So that's going to make her not die as fast because she's a berserker. And then her overcharge effect is a increased damage on chaotic and divinity. But anyway, that's the main differences, right? Is the NP, and then Castoria gets a little bit higher arts up, a little bit higher crit up as well. And yeah, so, okay, where's the big deal? What's the big deal, right? Well, the big deal is that she's a berserker. The big deal is that she's a berserker. And Uesugi Kenshin, as we said earlier, is a ruler. Those are two very different classes. Those are two very, very different classes. Especially for what this kit is trying to do. Crit damage, NP spamming, and just doing a lot of damage. I'm gonna take the Berserker over the caster. The Berserker over the ruler most of the time. Now, I'm kind of bearing the lead. What is Uesugi Kenshin? Like, if that was true, why are we even discussing Uesugi Kenshin? Why would they even make this character? Here's the big dealio, in my opinion. The big dealio is removing buffs on the NP is extremely strong. Being able to remove buffs on an enemy, removable buffs, I should say, so boxed buffs cannot be removed, but, on a spammable NP like this is ridiculous. That is really, really good. That's really strong. Not a lot of characters have that. That's a very rare skill, and for it to be basically like every other turn, maybe, because if it was on a skill, that's nice, but skills have cooldowns. NPs don't have cooldowns, especially on a kit like this, where you're going to be getting your NP probably every other turn. So yeah, I think that's kind of the big difference is Uesugi Kenshin, she gets the, I don't want to say negative, but she gets the downside. Should I say downside not being a berserker? She gets the downside being a ruler. But she gets this really insane effect on her NP. I will say that a lot of bosses, a lot of things that we've seen recently have the boxed buffs, right? And they can't be buff removal. But that doesn't make that effect weak at all, because, you've played the game. People get, their buffs or whatever. They click their buffs, they click their skills, whatever. And you say, no, get that shit out of here and hold 20 billion damage, probably. And get my NP back, But yeah, I think overall she's a really, really strong character. I just wish she would have either gotten one more thing that separates her from Castoria, Summer Castoria, or she comes out a little bit later or earlier from Summer Castoria. I think if you don't have Summer Castoria, or you're not planning to, so for my JP people, if you don't have Summer Castoria, I think this is a pretty good pickup. I think that she's just really not. These are both characters that are like, we're talking about the upper echelon of the game, right? We're talking about two of probably the best characters in the game, right? Like Uesugi Kenshin's insane. Summer Castoria we already know is insane. These are two of the best characters in the game. If you don't have Summer Castoria, I would take this opportunity to try to get a kit like this. I think that this, Uesugi Kenshin will, probably, if you already have a lot of characters, will help you more. Summer Castoria is one of those characters where if you have her, the game is complete, you know? You're pretty much done with the game, you know? She's just gonna do everything, most likely. But yeah, I think she's really good. Last comparison I do want to make, this is like a side, you know, small thing is, of course, we did have another, ruler, single target arts, Astraea. And I do feel kind of bad because she kind of got power crept by Uesugi Kenshin. This is a character that I used a lot. I have her at Grailed 90, NP. I've gotten a lot of copies of her. NP, a lot. And she's been used on my account for a lot of challenge quests, a lot of farming as well. There was a Guda event where I farmed with her. And it is a little sad to see, you know, one of the old guards kind of, you know, get retired, I would say. I mean, obviously, like, she's not unusable anymore. She's still insane. She's still one of the best 4 stars in the game. But it is a little sad. She was so unique, so good, that she kind of got power crept and, just, you know, what do you want to call it? Like, feature crept, you know? Like, by Uesugi Kenshin. But that's just the way this game is. Power creep is inevitable, and she's still a 4-star versus a 5-star, so yeah. That is one thing I will say. If you already have Astraea, I would say that, Castoria is more unique in the game than Uesugi Kenshin is, if that makes sense. Maybe I'm not explaining that well, but, like, if you already have Astraea, you probably don't need Kenshin, but there's not a lot of people like Castoria, you know, Summer Castoria, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about Uesugi Kenshin. I think her design is really cool. Her first Ascension design is sick. Looks like a very classic Fate character. Obviously, Takeuchi, go off. She's our 400th servant, which I think is really crazy. Just thinking about that, you know, like, wow, we've had 400. That really puts into perspective how far this game has gone. And yeah, I think towards the end of the event, I will be, well, I should say, after this part of the video, I will be having some gameplay of her, because I've recorded some gameplay of Uesugi Kenshin. If you want to see me roll for her, I did a roll video last night that I uploaded. But yeah, we're going to throw on some gameplay video. I'm prefacing this with the gameplay is from the event, so she has that damage buff. So this is not going to be a direct reflection of how good she is, but it's fun to see her crit and go from 41% to 200% on an arts card. So we'll be throwing that up. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, liking and subscribing would be really awesome. I will be doing a video kind of wrapping this event up, because I think kind of similar to the video I did about the Grailfront event, because I think this event is one of the best. I think this might be the best, maybe it's the best event of the year. This event is really good, and all the servants are really good and unique. Outside of Shingen, but I love Shingen, so I mean, I'm not gonna say any, you know, no negative words about him. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think about Kenshin. Let me know if you guys are planning to roll for her or will roll for her. I know that, you know, obviously Kagetora is an extremely popular character, so yeah. Hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
きこれはつかない。なんとどうぞ。犬押し準備。白兵戦行きます。圧倒します。いざ参る。そこです。なんと押し込まれ。これは血ね。どうぞ。はあ。ではいざ参る。天神。毘沙門天が真意を抜き放つは今と。利点発想。知らないのタッチ。なんと何人たりとて我が義の前に立ちはだかることあたわず。エチオから来ました。運は天に鎧はエチオから来ました。白兵戦行きます。犬押し準備。犬押し準備。それじゃちょっと気合い入れますね。もちろん。宝刀、我が命運を開け。いざ毘沙門天の加護ぞあり。利点発想。知らない。答えるな。ここでまっすぐ。ここでまっすぐ。なんだ。
陰に気を見出し陽に活路。はっ。
もちろんお任せあれ。それはいつか来る兆しの星。誰に呼ばれるまでもなくあなたは星をかざすでしょう。アラウンド開幕。飛べ。本気で行くぞ。ビスパッ天神。毘沙門天が真意を抜き放つは今ぞ。利点発想。知らないのタッチ。痛いぞ。邪魔です。剣心必殺。プリクラの係の陣。本気出してしまうか。魔人の真っ二つ。魔人の陣は二陣切りの陣。運命やります。あれはいつか見た終わりの星。どれほど遠く汚れても私は星を探すのです。さあ幕を開けてアラウンドカリバーン。ここでまっすぐ。無理無限無欠3個を束ねて無給となす。絶剣無給三段。もうやだ。逃さん。それじゃもちろん気合い入れますね。天使、今ここにすべて毘沙門天が一つ立ち。知らない。痛いぞ。我こそは腐敗の軍神上杉謙信。